Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So let's just jump right into it. When you clicked on this video, you were probably a little bit confused and you're like, Starr, why are you calling yourself a failure? Well, that's because I've been calling myself a failure for this past week, and it is a heavy, heavy burden for me to carry. So in my Devo, I've been trying to really find a way for me to direct that feeling from something so negative to something positive. Failure is something that we use as a dress rehearsal for success. You don't necessarily see the success. Failing and the emotion of failing can just take over, that you just don't see the little things that are your successes. So that's a little bit about how I've been feeling this week. And on top of that, to put it in perspective, my marketing teacher, she wanted us to create a resume, but not just any resume, a failure resume where we had to look back on our lives and write down 25 failures and write down the lesson that we learned for the failure. So I've been feeling like one, and then I have to see all of my failures. It's just something that I haven't really been into. But don't worry, because we're all failures, but the reward from failing is greater than the suffering in the past. So let's get started with the video. So I wrote down 4 bullet points so I could really dig deep and find the promises behind failure. So my first bullet point was, why do we see failure as a bad thing? And I'll tell you why we see failure as a bad thing. It's because it hurts. Anything that hurts, we associate it with something bad because it's in our hearts and it's heavy and we're like, oh, why do I have to carry this? It's always on our minds, so we're overthinking things. Like, it is just something that truly hurts, something that is really important to us, gone. Because we can't put our hands on it right away. We think that it's something that's vanished, like we don't deserve it. But the truth is, we just have to keep getting up. We have to try different strategies to go after what we want and what was promised to us. Something that I learned today within our guest speaker is that he would never make the same mistake again. So when you're failing, don't do what you did last time that made you to fail, because you're going to hurt again because you've tried that before and it's not going to work. Try something different. Like, go about it a different way, because it's not meant for you to fail. Like, you're gonna get it. You just gotta try a different way to do so. The next bullet point that I have is, why does failure take over our emotions? Well, when we hurt from failure, obviously hurt takes spot in the heart, and like, your heart is where your emotions are. That's where everything really stems from. Now, I'll tell you guys this one thing. In my family, I'm the last person to know what's going on because I'm the most emotional one in the family. Like, I know for a fact that's me. And so when I go through something, it does take me a little bit longer to get over something, but we have to find specific ways to really bury that feeling that we're not supposed to have. It's okay to feel it sometimes. Deal with it. But then when you deal with it, throw it to the side. You're done, girl. You're done, boy. Like, move on. Get rid of those emotions and let's gear all that anger into going after what is truly ours. So the next bullet point that I have is, what do our failures cover up? And I will tell you that our failures cover up our many successes. So you usually think of a success as something big, something that everybody can see, something that is just so amazing, when honestly, for some people that are truly hurting out there, just getting out of the bed in the morning is a success. So don't let that failure cover up all the many successes, because when you get out of bed every single day and you keep going and you keep striving and going after what is yours, that bigger success will come to light. So just think, like, just the little things in life, like, they truly do add up, and really boost yourself up, because you are your biggest cheerleader. So go after it. So another bullet point I have is comparison. And when I wrote this word down, I'm going to be honest, I had no idea what I had written down. I was like, okay, comparison, cool, whatever this means. But as I decided to dig deeper in what comparison is, when we compare ourselves to other people, we believe that we're failing because we're not where they are. Our paths are on the way to, like, the end. All of our paths are, but we are not on the same path. And so, for example, I am not going to say who, but I compare myself to this YouTuber who I like love and adore, don't even know her, but sometimes I think that I am not where I'm supposed to be because we're the same age, and like I can't even tell you guys how many things we have in common, but the amount of things that we have in common, I feel like we're supposed to be at the same place, but we're not. So that right there is placing failure upon myself because I'm comparing myself to someone that I am not. I am Starr Mallory Woods, and Starr Mallory Woods is exactly who she is and who she's destined to be, just like you are exactly who you're supposed to be. And so placing failure on ourselves really brings down our self-esteem, and then we have to go through all this hurt again, and we have to ask questions. But the truth is, we already have the answers to the question. That is like so powerful to me, that comparing ourselves to other people is placing failure on ourselves every single day, when truthfully we shouldn't. We should not compare ourselves to others. So out of those 4 bullets, I put my faith into my religion. And so one Bible verse that I really love during this whole time was Philippians 4:13, where it says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And so if you put your trust into your faith, you can get knocked down so many times through this trial, through this tribulation, through this bump in the road, that you can literally just get back up and keep on going, because you know that this one failure isn't going to stop you, because you know that this one failure doesn't define who you are, because you know this one failure is setting you up for success, because you know that this one failure is one step closer to everything that you deserve. Check this out. There are so many words out there that have a bad connotation behind it, but that's because society has chosen what that word means. There are certain words out there that you would think, like, I would never call myself that, but when you apply what you think that word is, it can be something super powerful. Words are just words. Like, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's because those words are something that you can apply to your life in a positive way. Like, don't let these words define who you are. You know better than that. Last week, when I was calling myself a failure, I was making myself feel really bad. And it sucked, and I wouldn't wish that for anyone. But now I'm happy to call myself a failure because I have learned through all those downs that I know what not to do. I know what I am set up to do. I know what I deserve. And because I am a failure, I've learned from those mistakes. I'm not going to make those same mistakes again. I'm fully equipped to get back up and to go after what is mine. And so, yeah, I'm a failure, and it's okay because I'm also somebody who succeeds. I am successful. That's exactly who I am. I can be a failure and be successful all at once. No word is going to truly define who I am because there are abundance of words that define who I am. There's so many words who define who you are. Just make sure that whatever word you choose to let yourself be defined by, that you make sure that there's a positive meaning behind it, because you are nothing less than who you are destined to be. And so I really hope this message helped. I love you guys. If you guys need anything, let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below, and I'll see you next week in my video.